Everywhere in Old Testament prophecy, when the Messiah comes in glory and power, the house of Israel and the house of Judah are in captivity to their enemies, from which the Messiah delivers them and brings them back to the Holy Land. We'll see it in Isaiah 11. And there came forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. And shall make him a quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge after the sight of his own eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his own ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. Anybody with any theological knowledge of any kind know that this is talking about the Messiah. This is talking about Jesus Christ. This is talking about his second coming. This is talking about the coming in glory and power and majesty to this earth. It's talking about Jesus Christ here, the Messiah, returning to this earth to rule this earth. Verse 6, notice what happens. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, in all my holy kingdom, God is saying. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. This is a prophecy that is yet to take place. Verse 10, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign to the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest, the Messiah's rest, shall be glorious, because it is going to be a peaceful rest for 1,000 years, as the book of Revelation tells us. Verse 11, and it shall come to pass in that day, says the Lord, he shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. How much more proof do you need, friends? This is simple language to understand, that the people of Israel and the people of Judah are in captivity when the Messiah returns, and he's going to deliver them from the four corners of the earth out of that captivity. Verse 15, and the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he make his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the seven streams, the delta, and shall make men go dry shod. And there shall be a highway from the remnant of the people, which shall be left from Assyria. Now you need to know who modern Assyria is. And I've mentioned the book that you need to get. You can get it from Amazon. In Search of the Origin of Nations, it's called. And it will show you there in that book the years and years of study that that book entailed, to show you all nations on this earth and where they have come from and where they are mentioned in the Bible. And so you need to know who the modern Assyrians are. And so indeed then there will be this highway. like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt. There is going to be, my friends, a second Exodus. It's going to be larger than the first one. It's going to be so much greater and larger that the first Exodus will just be a Sunday afternoon picnic in comparison to the Exodus that will take place for the children of Israel and the children of Judah out of the land of their enemies and where they have been scattered around the earth, when the Messiah comes to deliver them and to bring them back to the Holy Land. Now we can pick it up in Ezekiel. Ezekiel is a 1, 2, 3 time prophecy. It's in sequence in the book of Ezekiel. When you come to the 34th chapter of the book of Ezekiel, you've had many chapters where God has said that Israel, the house of Israel, Judah, are going to go into captivity at the end time. And you come then to Ezekiel 34, when God is going to start to deliver them from that captivity. Ezekiel 34, verse 11. For thus says the Lord God, behold, I, even I, will both search out my sheep and seek them out. As a shepherd seeks out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day, the day that is none like it, nor before and ever shall be again, as Jesus mentioned in Matthew chapter 24. Verse 13, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land, the Holy Land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be. There they shall lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Israel, the mountains of the Holy Land. Verse 23, and I will set up a shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, and my servant David, he shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. We've seen in Jeremiah how David is going to be resurrected, and he's going to be over the 12 tribes of Israel. Verse 24, and I, the Lord, will be their God, and my servant David, a prince among them, says I, the Lord, have spoken it. And I will make them a covenant of peace, and I will cause the evil beast to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. Are there any kind of people on this earth today that are living in this kind of way? Complete safety, and they know that they are safe from any kind of trouble. I don't think there's very many today that are living under these conditions. Verse 26, and I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in its season. There shall be showers of blessing. And the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase, and they shall be safe in the land, and shall know that I am the Lord, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and delivered them out of the hands of those that serve themselves on them. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. This is the end time being spoken about, when the Messiah comes to deliver Israel and Judah out of their captivity and where they have been scattered, and bringing them back to the Holy Land. Now we continue in chapter 37 of Ezekiel and verse 12. Therefore the prophecy, and say unto them, or prophesy and tell them, thus says the Lord God, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. There could be a miracle here, friends, when the Messiah comes. Remember when he was first came and he was resurrected, there was some physical people that came out of their graves in Jerusalem area. The Gospels tell us that. Could this be a miracle taking place here at the end time, that literally some Israelites will come out of their graves? Maybe. Verse 13, and you shall know that I am the Lord, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall you know that I am the Lord, has spoken it, and performed it, says the Lord. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, moreover, you son of man, take you one stick, write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companions, Judah, Israel. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions, and join them one to another in one stick, and they shall become one in your hand. And when the children of your people shall say unto you, show us this. What does this mean? Verse 19, say unto them, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of his followers, and I will put them with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And the sticks whereon you write shall be in your hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen where they have gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be over them all. And they shall be no more two nations, no more two houses, the house of Israel and the house of Judah, no more. They will finally be all one people. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore. How simple is this to understand? It doesn't take a PhD in theology. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have never been brought together as one people after they divided after the death of Solomon. This is yet to take place and be fulfilled. Verse 23, neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with all of their transgressions, but I will save them out of their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God. And David, my servant, shall be king over them. Yes, we read in Jeremiah how David will be resurrected and be king over the 12 tribes of Israel, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob, my servant, the Holy Land, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be prince among them. The resurrection has taken place. The Messiah has come. He has come to deliver the remnant of Israel and Judah that are scattered around the world, and he is bringing them back to the Holy Land. And David in the resurrection will be over them, and the 12 apostles will rule over one tribe of Israel each. Verse 26, moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. That has never taken place, my friends. It is yet to take place and will take place when the Messiah returns. Verse 27, my tabernacle, my dwelling place, shall also be with them. Yes, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, do sanctify Israel. All of the 12 tribes of Israel will be sanctified, and the heathen will know it, when my sanctuary, my dwelling place, shall be in the midst of them forevermore. We'll see next time Ezekiel 38 and 39.